Hi everyone! In this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to type math and graph in Google Docs. We are going to be doing majority of our work online this year, unless you want to write things down on your own paper. But if you learn how to type stuff in Google Docs, the more you practice it, the better you hopefully will get at it, and then the easier this year will be. So the first thing we'll talk about is how to type basic expressions, equations, and inequalities in Google Docs. So here I have something that says 2x plus 5. That is not how we write it in math. So in order to put that in equation form or expression form with the fancy math type, you're going to go up to your toolbar and your options here and click Insert. And from Insert, you're going to click Equation. And you'll see this little box comes up. I'll zoom in so you can kind of see it a little clearer. So there's this little blue box with the cursor flashing. And then so from there, you can just kind of start typing. So 2 times x would be 2x, and then plus 5, and I'm doing this all on my keyboard. So that's my 2x plus 5. It's a nice fancy math type. I can change the color. You can highlight it, whatever you need to do. That's fine. You can make it bigger, smaller, all of that works out great. So we'll try another one. This says 3 times x minus 3 equals 15. So I'm going to go new equation. So you don't have to go to insert anymore. You can just go right to new equation up here in your toolbar. And I'm going to type 3x, because that's 3 times x, minus 3 equals 15. And you can show your work for solving that underneath it. So, right, I need to add 3 to both sides. So I'm going to click new equation, plus 3. You can space it over to line up nicely. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other, right? And some of you really like to draw in your lines, so you could insert. You can insert a horizontal line, but that kind of gets you a huge line. You can kind of just type a line like this with using the dash key to separate your workspace. And then this would be 3x equals 18. And then you want to divide this both sides by 3. So I'm going to actually turn this into a fraction. So to do that, I go to the fourth option and I click the fraction button. And now I'll put 3x in the numerator. And I'm dividing both sides by 3. So do that on the other side too. And then on a new line, we can new equation, x equals 6. And again, make it bigger. Sometimes those fractions come out really tiny. You can change the color. Highlight your final answer could be helpful to me so I can really see it. You have so many colors to choose from. Don't go crazy, but just make it visible and your work clear. Even if this line is a little small, I can make that even bigger to kind of match up with the rest of your work. Copy and paste is a great feature here too. It really helps. So, if you don't want to click new equation every time, I can copy and paste this one down here to example 3 and then make the changes I need to make. So instead of 3x, this says 10 plus 12 times z, so 12z. And then this actually says less than or equal to. So this equal to sign is no good for me. I'll erase the 15 as well. And to get to less than or equal to, so I have options here. This first option is Greek letters, miscellaneous operations. This is where you'll find the multiplication dot, plus or minus, which comes in handy for algebra 2 at some point, infinity symbol, all of that you might need. And the third option is where you find those math operations. So we've got our less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or not equal to, which could be really helpful for us. In this case, we need less than or equal to, so you just click it and then type 9. And again, you can show your work for solving that. You can change the color. So I can insert new equation, subtract 10 here. New equation, subtract 10 here, or I can just do it all in one line. You can use that dash feature to separate that work, right? And then new equation, or, copy and paste. 12z, I know I need that. My less than or equal to is not going anywhere, so copy and paste that. go back in. This is -1. Sometimes you can add extra space. Divide both sides, change that into a fraction, right? So 12 is going to go in the denominator. So divide by 12. To get to the denominator, by the way, you want to click on the right arrow key. It'll bring you to the denominator. And then type your final answer. So Z, again, I can copy and paste just the inequality symbol down here. Oops. And then I need my fraction, -1 over 12. Again, you can highlight the final answer. It helps me to see what your answer is. So that's some basic expressions, inequalities, and equations, and how to show your work. So here, how to type fractions, we kind of already talked about that before, right? So you would go new equation, over to the fourth option, click A over B. So this says 1 over 2. So you'll type 1, right key 2, click the right key to get out of the denominator, plus, and then insert another fraction, 3 over 4 is 3/4. And I can show my work for that to add them together, get a common denominator. So again, copy and paste. It's really nice here, so I don't have to retype all of it. You know, I got to get a common denominator out front here. So I'm going to type another fraction, 2 over 2. I can either put it in parentheses, or I have the option to use the multiplication dot. And then, again, copy and paste is so nice. This has now become 2 over 4. And if I go all the way over, I can add them up now. So 5 over 4. And that would be my final answer. So again, you can change your color, whatever it is you choose to do to make your work stand out, totally up to you. So that's kind of how we work more with fractions. You can get crazy with your fractions, have some exponents, you know, order of operations. So this says 3 plus 8 squared. So that's in my numerator because it says all divided by. So I'm going to start a fraction. So insert new equation, fraction. My numerator says 3 plus 8. To get squared, I have two options. I can click Shift 6, and that'll bring me up to the exponent. And to get out, I click the right arrow. Or I can do that again. And in where the fraction was, you'll see an option called x to the v. I can click that, type my 8, and now if I click the right arrow key, it goes up into the exponent. And then type my denominator, 5 minus parentheses 12 plus, 15 plus 2, close my parentheses, make it a little bigger. Lots of options for you here. And this is nice, copy and paste, because I'm gonna simplify this. So I can go back in, 8 squared was 64. What was in my parentheses became 17. You know, I can keep going here. That would be 67. 5 minus 17. -12. And if it's simplified, you can simplify it. And that's kind of how we deal with fractions and exponents. One more thing would be square roots. So insert equation, square root is found right next to the fraction. So click my root and type what I need to. So this is square root of 4. So I'm going to put 4 and then times. So I'll use my little dot operator and then 5 over 2. So get my fraction going. Make it bigger, change the color. It's kind of hard to see. Better. And then, you know, again, copy and paste makes life a lot quicker. So this becomes 2, square root of 4 is 2, and then that equals 5. So showing your work on Google Docs, again, it could take a little longer than what you're used to, but the more practice you do with it, the better off you might be. The next thing you can do is graph in Google Docs. So if you see any graph like this, all you have to do is double click it. So this says graph the points 1, 5 and -3, 2 and connect them with a line. So I'm gonna double click this, and I had inserted it as a drawing so that you guys can draw on it. To do that, you want to scribble. So 1, 5. You go up to 1, 5, and you're literally going to scribble and sort of make a point. It's not going to be the most beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be. Once you have your point, you can change your color of it. You can change the thickness of it. And then the other one was, I think, -3, 2. Let's see. We can go back. -3, 2. So same thing. Scribble. Draw my other point. Change the color, change the thickness, and then it said connect them with a line. So I'm going to go back to my line option and draw a line through them. You can then change, you can put arrows on the end of each line or whatever it is you want to do. Save and close, and it'll save your work. Lastly, graphing some inequalities on number lines, very similar to what we just did on the actual coordinate plane. Double click your number line. You don't have to put all the numbers, just the one number is fine. So I'm going to insert a line here. Do it. There we go. And then I'm going to put a text. It was 3. So I know this dash represents the number 3. And then to get my inequality, this said this was greater than 3. So open circle and my arrow pointing to the right. Save and close. That covers the first one. And the second one, we've got our line for -7. Oops, we don't want arrows this time, so we adjust it back. This is being temperamental. Again, it takes some getting used to, guys, so just be patient. Try your best. All I'm asking from you. -7. Now I want to scribble. So this time I need a closed circle because it was less than or equal to, so I'm going to kind of color this in to the best of my ability. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can change the color, you can change the thickness, and then I can scribble my arrow to the left. Oh, I don't want to move my scribble. Insert a new one. And save and close. So again, even I mess up at times, but don't, just try to stay calm and practice, and you'll get better at it each time. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you.